Vatican City warning that the world we live in may be collapsing and approaching breaking point. Pope Francis issued a renewed call for climate action on Wednesday, accusing the United States of irresponsible Western extremism and condemning its weakness. He is one of the world leaders who cannot take bold steps. 8 years after his landmark environmental encyclical Laudato Si, in which he rebuked climate change deniers and called for ecological transformation among believers, Francis issued a sequel known as the apostolic exhortation, considered a lower-level document. It was much shorter, 12 pages compared to the 180-page circular. Its impact may also be more limited. Francis summarized accepted science and once again took aim at skeptics who deny man-made climate change. He went beyond climate, citing AI as representative alarming trend to increase human power beyond anything imaginable. In piece that resembled a policy document, except for smaller portion of religious references towards end. Green Pope condemned scale emissions from high-consumption cultures and argued that world's poor were paying price. Considering that per capita emissions United States are about twice as high as those of individuals living in China and about 7 times higher than average for poorest countries, we can say that a broad shift in irresponsible lifestyles is due to this, Pope said. He wrote that it would have a significant impact. While criticizing United States, Francis also made a point of praising U.S. bishops, aptly stating that our care for each other and our care the world are intimately intertwined. Though this from United States Conference of Catholic Bishops, the quote was exactly correct. A paraphrase of the Pope's language in Laudato Si. Francis' call in 2015 drew applause from climate advocates. They saw it as helping to build momentum for the sweeping Paris Accords to curb global emissions in December of that year. A Vatican delegation participating in the Paris talks was credited with helping influence commitments from Poland and Catholic countries in Latin America. In his new document, Francis noted how little world leaders have achieved since then and blamed a lack of conscience and responsibility as well as the absence of mechanisms to keep countries committed to their commitments. Vatican City's own climate commitments do not feature in these claims like Italy and the European Union. It has pledged net zero emissions by 2050. The Vatican also said it recycles most of its garbage, composts its gardens and bans single-use plastics. Francis devoted a section of the document to his expectations for this year's United Nations Climate Summit, or COP28, scheduled to begin in late November. The annual conference, where countries focus on policy details and struggle to boost progress, has been a source of frustration for environmental activists. And this year's summit is hosted by the United Arab Emirates, a country with cutting